We're going to worship here in a second, but first we want to just kind of cover some family news with you. And I saw this picture. This picture won't impress many of you. It's part of a larger picture, and I'll show you the whole picture in a minute. This is a picture of springtime somewhere. I don't know. It almost looks like the Windows desktop wallpaper. But there's a picture of spring, and there's the same picture in the summer, and the same picture in the autumn, and the same picture in winter. It was a hashtag that was kind of going around just this week, and it was 4 seasons, same place. 4 seasons, same place. You guys get how it works? And there were just several of these that I thought were pretty cool. It was pretty cool art to go back to the same spot in 4 different seasons. And these are pretty haunting. All that picture is missing is Charlie Strickland walking up that path. It looked really cool. All these are spots, some of them famous, some of them national parks, some of them just outside in people's houses. But everybody was kind of entering this trend of the same season, same place, different seasons. I love this picture because somebody said, I want to capture the same spot and the same tree in 4 different phases. There's a verse that is one of my all-time favorites. It's probably a top 10 verse for me, and it's found in the book of Romans, chapter 15. And Paul is writing, and he says, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace. Fill you with all joy and peace. Most people say, I want joy and I want peace. Let me ask for a show of hands. How many of you say, right now, a little low on the joy department? You can be honest. We're friends. How many of you say, I'm a little low on the peace department? Right? May the God of hope fill you with joy and peace. But there's more to the verse. As you trust in Him. As you trust in Him. I know we're not into the teaching portion, but while we're all together up here, I want to demonstrate something really quickly. And I'm just going to ask if you all would take one of these letters and just come and stand up here, but just hold it to you and just come stand right there in order. If you'll just start down there, please. Just take these letters, and I just want you to not show us the letters yet. Not show us the letters yet. Thank you. Keep on moving down if you don't mind, Eli, so you guys can all be in one spot. I want to show you something that hit me. I realize they're out of the... They may be out of light. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully we can get them on camera. I want to show you something that I have really been thinking about recently. I want to show you this word, okay? Everybody turn. I think we should have it in order. Turn the word around. There's a lot of things in this season of my life that I have been learning. I think you all know how to spell. It's like a Wheel of Fortune. We've solved the puzzle, and it's learning. But I've learned that there are different seasons, and I'm looking at the idea of different seasons, same place. Same place, different seasons. And I want to just have Cooper for just a second. Would you just sit down back there, hold on to your letter, but just sit down. You guys move in for just a second. Now we just take out one letter. We take out one letter, and we have another word that is important. The word leaning. The word leaning. Now, I do want this, Eli, to be a serious illustration, so I'm going to put some trust in you here, but just come here for just a second. And just turn that way. If He's going to represent God, sometimes God is unseen. I don't know what He's up to. I don't know what's written on the sign. I can't figure it out. I don't know what He's trying to get me to learn. I don't understand what's happening. And so I find myself doing some leaning. So you can lean back to me. I'm not going to move, and I'm going to trust that you're not going to move. And I find myself leaning. And if I really lean into Him, I'm now completely vulnerable. Like if Eli were to move, while it would be comical, but it would be dangerous, and I would probably be hurt. But I'm leaning because... you tell me why I might be leaning. What are some reasons that I might be leaning from a spiritual standpoint? Somebody tell me. Raise your hand. Give me some answers. There's all kinds of them. Yes, thank you, Jordan. Yeah, I'm leaning because I need guidance. A good one. That's a good reason. There's Family Feud, lots of reasons. Yes? Yeah, I'm leaning because I trust him. Okay, good. That's good. What are some other reasons that I might be leaning, maybe versus learning? I'm just leaning. What are some other reasons? Yeah. I'm tired. Okay, very good. I'm not strong enough to stand on my own. Good. Somebody else. Yes. I want to know him better. Good. I love that. I want to know him better, so I want to be close to him. That's great. Good answer. For support, because I need some support. See, the answers could go on and on and on, but it's often some sort of dependence, some sort of, I can't do this, I can't stand up, and so I'm going to be leaning. So there's two different seasons. There's seasons of learning, and then there are seasons of leaning. And you know, I'll be honest with you, right now I feel like I'm more in a season of leaning than a season of learning. And I think about all of these seasons, and a lot of us have been learning a whole lot. And so you guys can just take those letters, put those gently, stack them up and set them there. You guys can have a seat. Thank you very much for helping us illustrate that. I wanted to do this before we got to the teaching for a couple of reasons. One, we're about to worship. And when we worship, we may say we're not learning. I mean, I think we are learning in worship, but it's not meant to be a time of teaching, although worship teaches. Scripture even says that we are to teach one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. But songs, they don't teach you facts. They don't teach you learning. Songs teach you leaning. If that makes sense, just say I got it. Worship teaches you how to lean. I don't mean lean because something's wrong with you, but it teaches you how to lean in. Like if somebody's telling a really good story, you lean in. If somebody wants to be close to somebody, you lean in. Or if you're tired or if you're weak, you lean in or you lean on something. So worship is a time of leaning. We're about to worship. And some of us are going to say, I don't need to learn right now, I need to lean. That sentence just came to me this morning as I'm walking in my neighborhood and praying, and I'm thinking, God, what are you trying to teach me? And I think God says, I need you to lean. So we have our team up here, and when Parker became a part of our team in September this past year, we knew when we hired Parker in September to come on board, we knew some things. One, we knew that he was going to be a great member of our team, and we knew that he was a person of integrity and humility, and we knew that he wanted to do the job. Parker and I actually met on a prayer walk, much like I was on this morning. I was walking one way, he's walking, and I'm praying, he's praying, and we're like, what are you praying about? And I told him, we're dealing with this. What are you praying about dealing with this? And I said, hey, maybe you could help us out. And we walked, and I remember that walk fondly. We walked around the block, and we talked about this opportunity. And we knew that when we hired him, he said, well, I'm getting married in May. We're like, that's awesome. And we also knew that his fiance was trying to take a test to get into optometry school. And we knew that test was going to happen in October, that she would maybe get her results back in November, December, and then we'd find out in January or February if she got accepted into optometry school. And we thought, okay, should we wait until October to see how the test goes? Should we wait until December before we try to fill this position? But we wanted a member of our team, and we talked about it, and I talked to a lot of mentors in and out of North Boulevard, and we just kind of came to the conclusion, what have we got to lose? Even if we only get 8 or 9 months, then we're still going to have 8 or 9 months of an awesome team, and it's going to be a blessing to our students. Why deprive our students of 8 or 9 awesome months? But then we knew that if we have them for longer, then that's going to be great as well. Different seasons, same place, different seasons. And as it so happened, in November, she was given an opportunity to take this test again in February. And she took this test in February, and she passed the test, and then she began the process of applying to optometry schools. And, we rejoice with her and for her and praise God that she got accepted to optometry school in Birmingham in mid-March. So then we began to talk about, okay, what's going to happen? Because we know that for 4 years, they're going to be going to Birmingham for school. Now, some of you already knew parts of this story. Some of you know Kaylee. Some of you know siblings who know Kaylee, and you're like, yeah, we know, she passed the test, they're leaving. And so some of you, at least one person came to me about 4 or 5 weeks ago and said, so they're leaving and going to Birmingham, and why aren't you telling anybody? And I said, because we don't know all the details. Yeah, you do. She made it and they're moving. And I said, well, we're trying very actively to put together a hybrid plan that will allow maybe some form of him to stay in ministry here and be a part of our team, and we're trying to figure those pieces out. They said, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, that's why you don't know anything or haven't been told anything. We're trying to figure it out. Then we found out that 2 weeks ago, we found out that for her to get in-state tuition, Parker has to be employed full-time in the state where they are going to school, which is in Alabama and down in Birmingham. And so we thought, okay, well, maybe there's still a way. We continue to wait, but it wasn't until last Tuesday that we had a staff meeting and we realized that we'd kind of run out of options as far as that goes. And we're like, okay, so what does this mean? Because we've all kind of grieved this process, knowing when we hired him that it was very likely. We knew it was very likely that it was going to be short-lived, but we thought if it's not, then it's great. We'll have, it'll be great. But we also wanted Kaylee to achieve her dreams and to be able to follow the thing that she's always wanted and to celebrate their marriage. But we've had a really amazing time as a team, and I'll let them share about that in just a minute. It's been really great. And it was last Tuesday that we realized, okay, that's probably not going to work, and Parker and Kaylee are going to get married. They'll be with us throughout the summer and be with us at least through June, and then July 1st is when he's supposed to begin work in Birmingham. And they'll be there for 4 years, and then after she graduates, Lord willing, they may come back here, wherever the Lord takes them. Again, different seasons, same people. So we realized last Tuesday, okay, we did not announce that Wednesday because Courtney was at the Masters, and we felt it important that we wanted her to be a part. She's a part of our team. We wanted her to be with us. And so we said, we're going to wait. And so that's the only reason we waited. But we just found out less than 24 hours before that all doors of opportunity seem to have closed there. So you're really finding out as quickly as we could tell you what we've been up to for a long time. And so that's where we find ourselves. Now the question is, what's going to happen next? We're trying to pursue with the leaders here, what do we do next? And it's going to be challenging to wait for 4 years for them to come back, and who knows, what they'll want to do in 4 years. I'll let Parker talk about his experience here, because from the night we filmed that video at the fall retreat with some of the seniors and stayed up very late, we had such fun doing that. And when I was spent and ready to go to bed, you guys were like, no, we're having fun. Like, let's keep doing this. Like, let's make it work. And it was awesome. And I knew that, we've got a great team. Our Tuesday morning meetings are one of the highlights of my week, and Vicky's as well. We love this team. Parker came through our group. Several years ago, Parker asked if I would kind of mentor and disciple him, and we met for several months on Fridays for lunch, and having no idea that God would bring us together. And I'll be honest with all of you. I was learning a lot, and now I'm leaning. Because I've said to myself, God, you gave us this team that's really great, and we've got it for 9 months. Like, something's not making sense here. I'm going to trust you. I've got no joy and I've got no peace. But God, I want you to fill me with joy and peace. But God says, you've got to trust me. You don't get joy and peace unless you trust me. And so I've been leaning. It's okay to lean. Now, if all you do is lean, you never learn. You can file that away somewhere. But I've been leaning. And then look at the rest of the verse. So that, because once you lean, and then you learn, and then you get filled with joy and peace, then you overflow with, what's the word? Hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. So everybody in this room is going to go through a different season where you'll grow up and you'll graduate and you'll leave. All these seniors, you're going to be leaving us, and we're going to be sad when you leave. And the juniors, you'll be seniors next year, and then you'll leave. And those that are parents in the back, trust me, as one who's watched it happen to 3 of my own, those seasons happen faster than you could ever imagine, and they leave. Not to lay that on you right now, but it's just life. It happens. And it's a God thing. And I thank God that we've had this team for even the short time that we've had. And I'll let you say something, and I'll let you say something.
Sure. The first thing I'd like to say is just thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of your group and getting to come back to the NBYG. It's been probably the funnest 9 months of life you could possibly ask for. Obviously, I wish it would last much longer. Sometimes in life, things don't always go how you would exactly plan them to. And of course, I had a whole thing planned to say. I don't know if I'll make it through or say everything I wanted to say, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you, to all your parents and all the parents in the back that have just let me jump right in, and to the elders and all the people at church that have let me be here. Being in the group, growing up through the NBYG, you hear Skid say a lot of things, and it might get old. You're like, okay, Skid, I get it. You hang around. Okay, whatever, I get it. But getting to work with this team, I really just can't say enough about how hard that Skid and Courtney work to make this group awesome. And I just, don't take it for granted. Take every opportunity and every event that you get to come to and enjoy it. I can't say enough good things about Skid and Courtney. Just all the hard work they put in and to make this what it is. And I love you guys. Again, this is not how it's always planned to go. But I love all of you very much, and I thank you for letting me be here. So.
We'll say some more in a second. I'll let Courtney. I've asked all the members of the team to kind of share tonight. Courtney.
I am so emotional sometimes, so just go ahead and get that out there. But this is going to sound really silly, but there is a new Bluey episode. If anybody watches Bluey out there, and and it's a season where the girls are having to move from their town, and the whole message is like, we'll see, like something else is coming, we'll see, and it just made me think of we really have had so much fun, just like you were talking, like the meetings and like planning retreats and all this stuff. It's so much easier. I haven't even been in this role very long, so it's been so much fun. But typically when something like this happens, God is shaping somebody. Like when something big happens, or a door's closed or a door's open, like for Kaylee and for Parker, I know something big is going to be at work. Like God's going to be at work, and He's going to be at work here in us, and like what our new team is going to look like and everything. And we're going to see. Like that's our hope, is that that God continues to shape him, and He continues to grow them, and then He continues to grow us here. But it's hard. It's still hard. But I just wanted to remind everybody of that too. We'll see. We have that hope. We're going to see what's going to happen, and we're going to miss Parker, of course, a ton. He's my buddy. You're my buddy too.
Thank you. We really have had a lot of fun and laughed a lot, and we're going to continue to do that through April and May and June, and they'll be coming back. Their families are still here, so we're going to see a lot of them. And he's going to join us, I'm sure, for retreats or pop in to visit at different things, be here for some True Norths. And we hope in 4 years that he's able to connect with the ministry, whether or not in an official role on the team, to be here and to be like a lot of the great adults in the back. In the meantime, we've already begun discussions with potential candidates to look at maybe being a part of this team, and we're going to see where God takes that and leads that. I don't know where that's going to go just yet. But that process has been going simultaneously with this until we kind of knew, okay, this is where it's going to go. So we wanted to share with all of you. Some of you I know have kind of thought, you figured this out because you're like, wait a minute, I hear Kaylee's going to school, what's going to happen? We tried to find a way to where we could make both happen together. And it just became obvious to all of us that wasn't going to be the case. But we're not going to mourn. We're going to celebrate. We're going to lean. And we're going to learn. And those of you that have been influenced by Parker this year, whatever grade, he'll continue to be a part of your life, and we'll continue to provide people that will continue to shape you as well. I wanted to share all this before we worshiped. One, because I wanted our team to be here. Two, I wanted them to know how much I love them and how much they've enjoyed ministering, how much I've loved watching them love you. And, Parker has said a number of times, this is one of the most meaningful things I've ever done. And our hearts hurt for him. It's going to be tough for him to leave this job, but we do. We celebrate with their marriage. We celebrate that Kaylee's going to be getting to follow her, really a lifelong dream of going to optometry school to help other people to see. And so I've kind of felt like I've been in optometry school the past couple of weeks saying, God, I need you to help me to see as well. So we wanted to share that with you, and that's why we waited till tonight, because we really did not know until last Tuesday and wanted to wait in honor of out of respect for Courtney to be here together. So we're going to worship together. And Parker said, let's do this announcement before worship, because I want us to be able to worship, and we want to be able to, some of us might need to lean in worship. Singers, if you guys will come up and take your place, we're going to sing some songs. We are going to teach tonight, and we're going to share the beginning of a story that we're going to finish next week. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about next Wednesday. We have some exciting things planned, and we know that these kind of transitions aren't fun. We know that they're sad. But we'll have more time to do all the other goodbyes. This isn't a goodbye. This is just an announcement about the season in which we find ourselves. So if you got that, say I got it.